Hello student, welcome back. So we will continue with our chapter number 7, that is the changing cultural tradition. Alright, so here student we are focusing on Italy. Okay, in Italy there are different towns where these changes are going on. Alright, first the changes came in these towns of the Italy and later it spread to the Europe and other parts of the world. Alright, now earlier we have done about the revival of the Italian towns and the introduction and the sources that are need for this. Okay, now next our topic is the universities and humanism. Now this is very important topic because it is the apex center of this chapter. Everything revolve around this. Now, so there were earlier in the Italy there were universities like universities of Padua, universities of Bologna. Okay, so these universities they were the center of legal studies. Obviously, I told you in the previous chapter that the towns, the fourth order, that is the towns, have got developed. So here the town people they started living. Okay, trader they are, merchant are there. All right, and these merchant and trader what they are doing? They are having a trade, everyday trade with the customer and with the merchant. Alright, now obviously these traders and these guild they need lawyer, okay, notaries, they need a person who can keep the record, they need a person who can write and interpret the rules and regulation of that part. Okay, now that is why this legal study was going on. Okay, now if we talk about the activity of the city, in the city the chief activity was commerce. So obviously there was a need for lawyer and notaries. So law was the popular subject that was taught in these universities. Alright. Later, this law was studied in the context of earlier Roman culture. Alright. And the person who said that if you wanted to study a law, you have to study the older Roman culture law. That will help you to further study the new law. Okay, so this person was Francisco Petrarch. So this was the person who bring this change that if you wanted to study law, you should study the old ancient Roman culture. Alright. So according to this person, Francisco, this ancient ages, they were a distinctive civilization which could be understood through the actual words of the ancient Greek and Roman. So that is why he stressed on close reading of ancient author. Alright. Now, so much to learn with the religious teaching alone cannot give this culture, which the historian in the 19th century labeled it as humanism. So by the 15th century, humanist in the 15th century, this word humanist was used for the masters who teach grammar, poetry, philosophy. Okay, so this word was used for these masters who are teaching grammar, poetry, history and philosophy. Okay, now if we go back, so this word humanities, they are derived from the Latin word that is humanitas. Now this humanitas word was a word which was used by Cicero. ठीक है जी, तो सिसरो ने इस वर्ड को यूज किया था. ऑलराइट, नाउ दिस सिसरो, इसका जो टाइम है, इट वाज बिटवीन 106 to 143 BCE. Alright, and in that time humanitas means culture. Alright, now so these subjects were drawn from the connection with the religion, and they gave importance to the skill developed by individual through discussion and debate. Now student, these revolutionary ideas, they attracted the attention of other universities, like in Florence, Petrarch hometown. Okay, so in Florence also this idea of this humanism, it got developed over there. Okay, now in the 15th century this Florence city was known by its great citizens and its wealth. Okay, so इनमें से बात करें, एक है डेंटे एलिगिरी, ये भी इन फ्लोरेंस का ही एक सिटीजन था. ही रोट ऑन रिलीजियस थीम. ठीक है, फिर एक फ्लोरेंस सिटी से एक और स्कॉलर है, गायोटो. ठीक है, ही वॉज अ आर्टिस्ट हु पेंटेड अ लाइफ लाइक पोर्ट्रेट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर अर्लीस्ट राइटर. ओके, आर्टिस्ट. नाउ नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज रेनेसांस. सो रेनेसांस मीन्स रेनेसांस मैन. ओके, सो दिस टर्म so this word was used for that individual who is having a different types of skills and interest. Okay, like many individual, they were scholar, they were diplomat also, they were theologian also, they were artist also. Okay, so one person is having different type of skills, and that is why this word was used for that person, that is Renaissance man. Okay, now next we will talk about the humanist view of history. Now these humanists, they divided the middle age into different part. All right, now for them they thought that they are restoring the true civilization after the centuries of darkness, and that is why they believed that the dark age started after the fall of the Roman Empire. All right, and later the scholars, after the humanist scholars, they assumed that new age began in Europe from the 14th century. That is when these humanists, they were writing. Okay, so the Middle Ages or medieval period, This word is used for millennium, that means 1000 year after the fall of Roman Empire or Rome. Okay, and the humanists, they think that in the Middle Ages the church had complete control over the man's mind, and that all the learning of the Greek and Roman had flew out because of the dominance of the church. So humanists, they use a modern word for a period from the 15th century. All right. So student, here they have divided the period by the humanist is, okay, like from 15th to 14th century, then from 5th to 9th century, from 9th to 11th century, then from 11th to 14th century, and 15th century. Now they divided this period, they called this period as the Middle Ages, and they called the period between 5th to 9th century as the Dark Ages, when the church is having a control over the man's mind. That means during this time the men, they were not able to think themselves. They were thinking what the church wanted them to think. That is why they called it the Dark Ages. Then from 9th to 11th century, they called the Early Middle Ages, and this they called as the Later Middle Ages. And from 15 onward, they termed it as the Modern Age. Okay. Now, if we talk about at present, the historian at present, they were not, they think that this division of the history by the humanists is not correct. All right, and because obviously there was a new learning, okay, we have found more about the history of that time. We have researched, lot of research. So that is why the today historian, they said that it is very unfair to label this period as Dark Ages. We cannot call these as Dark Ages. All right. Because maybe there are different reasons, that is why they are saying on it, which the humanists, they do not know. All right, student, next our topic is the science and philosophy and the Arab contribution. So here we are going to talk about the science, and then we will talk about the philosophy. But the Arab, they have a lot of contribution in this science and philosophy. How? We will get to know. Now, the monks and the clergymen, these both are religious people. So they know the writing of Greek and Roman in the Middle Ages. Okay, they were familiar with the writing of Greek and Roman, but they do not made it widely known. They do not want that this writing should be go to the common people. Okay, so they don't teach them. they keep it themselves. So this is the reason that the man that time they were not able to do so. Then from the 14th century, these scholars, they started reading translated work of Greek writer Plato and Aristotle. These work had been carefully preserved and translated ancient manuscript by Arab translator. Understood? That means the 14th century scholars were able to get the work of Aristotle, Plato, but in Arabic language, because that work has been translated by the Arab translator. Okay. So how we get to know that the Arab they have translated this work? Student, this is because the Plato was known in Arabic as Aflatun. And Aristotle was known as in Arabic language as Aristu. Okay, so these in Arabic language. Understood? So from this we get to know that the Arabian have done this translation of Greek work. Okay? That is why the scholars were able to get this work. So European scholars, they started reading Greek in Arabic translation. The Greek translated work of Arabic and Persian scholar for further transmission to other European countries. Now these work that the European scholars are reading is on the subject like natural science, mathematics, astronomy, medicine and chemistry. Now the Ptolemy work his work was he wrote Almagest. All right. Now here this al, it is a Arabic में what is it? It is a article. It is a definite. Article in Arabic, that is al. So from here we get to know that Ptolemy have translated the Arabic work into Greek. So you understood? That means the Greeks, they have translated the work of the Arabian people into Greek, and later when this Roman Empire fall down, okay, so these work of the Greek were translated to Arabic. And in the 14th century, when new towns and cities got developed, the scholars, they started reading work of these translated into Arabian language. Kiska work hai? It is the work of the Greek and Romans. Understood? Now, this work of this Ptolemy is on, किसके बारे में? It is about astronomy. So I will give you just example. you might have done in the previous classes, lower classes. If we talk about the number system, 0. This number system was developed by the Indian. After from India, it reached Arabia. Okay. Now Arabian people, from Arabic, it further passed into European people. Understood? This is how it is done. The number system कैसे पहुंचा वहाँ पे यूरोप तक? इंडिया से अरेबिया, अरेबिया से यूरोप. So now, so following are the Muslim writers who were regarded as the men of wisdom in Italy. ठीक है, I have a name of the Muslim writers who were very much respected in Italy for their work. All right, and ये कौन कौन है? Let me just write the names of these Muslim writers, and they were called by different name. है तो नेम तो वही, लेकिन प्रोनाउंसिएशन थोड़ी डिफरेंट होगी. इब्न सीना, फिर है अल राजी. एक्चुअली दे राइट इन शॉर्ट फॉर्म, स्मॉल लेटर लिखते हैं वो. ओके, देन वी हैव इब्न Rushd. Okay, so these Muslim writer in Italy, they were called as Ibn Sina was known by this spelling, Ibn Sina. Al-Raji was known as Rajis. Ibn Rushd known as So that means the Greek and the Roman, they started calling them as divide in their own language. Obviously, they have a different way of pronunciation of Muslim name. So this came to known as this. Okay. Now, if we talk about Ibn Sina, ये कौन था? He was a Arab physician. If we talk about Raji, that is Al-Raji, he was the author of medical encyclopedia. Okay. If we talk about Ibn Rushd, ये कौन था? He was an Arab philosopher. All right. So, but the European people, they were thinking these people as the Greek writer or the Roman scholar, but actually they were Muslim writers. Okay. Now, if we talk about this Ibn Rushd, he was a philosopher, ठीक है जी, and what he did, he tried to resolve the tension between the philosophical knowledge and the religious belief. ठीक है, that means इसके टाइम में कोई ना कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ होगा आइडियाज़ का, लेकिन इसने उसको ट्राई किया. he tried to resolve कि जो philosophical knowledge है that is something different, और जो religious belief है that is something different. ठीक है, उसको थोड़ा सा अलग अलग किया ताकि जो religious people है they started respecting the philosopher also. All right. Now next our topic is artist and realism. Now, if we talk about this artist and realism, art, architecture and books. These are the effective means in transmitting of humanist ideas. Okay, जो ह्यूमैनिस्ट है, अगर उन्होंने अपने आइडियाज़ लोगों को बताने हैं तो वो कैसे बताते थे? थ्रू देयर आर्ट, आर्किटेक्चर एंड थ्रू द बुक्स. नाउ फर्स्ट वी विल टॉक अबाउट द आर्टिस्ट. Now the artists, they also got inspired by studying the work of the past. Past, here I am talking about the Roman culture that was there during the Roman Empire. So for them, the material remains of Roman culture were seen with excitement. जो कि है उसको 1000 साल हो गए थे ख़त्म हुए को, रोमन कल्चर को. अभी भी उसमें जो उसका बचा हुआ कुछ भी उनकी आर्टिस्टिक पेंटिंग या उनके स्कल्पचर लगा लो, ओके, या उनकी मॉन्यूमेंट्स लगा लो, जो भी टूटी फूटी थी बचा हुआ, उसको भी देख के इनको इस टाइम जो ह्यूमैनिस्ट हैं, दे स्टार्टेड लुकिंग इट विद वेरी मच एक्साइटमेंट. इसका मतलब क्या है कि वो दोबारा फिर उसको रीडिस्कवर करना चाहती हैं. ऑलराइट, नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग, फ्रेगमेंट्स ऑफ आर्ट वर डिस्कवर्ड इन द ruins ऑफ एंशियंट रोम एंड अदर डिजर्टेड सिटीज़. जो पुराने रोमन टाइम के, रोमन एम्पायर के पुराने शहर थे, वहाँ पे ये दोबारा गए, जो खंडर बन चुके हैं. वहाँ पे जो आर्टिस्टिक, जो आर्ट के रिलेटेड कोई भी मटेरियल है, उसको उन्होंने दोबारा डिस्कवर्ड किया और उसको स्टडी किया, उसको कॉपी किया. नाउ द आर्टिस्ट, they see these figures of the old Roman culture for their perfectly proportioned men and women sculpture so many centuries ago. Okay, so this sculpture that they have found, they are just like a real men and women. So that is why this made the Italian sculpture to continue that tradition. तो वो भी चाहते थे कि हम भी वही जो रोमन आर्टिस्ट जो करते थे उस टाइम, वो हम दोबारा फिर उसको शुरू करें. ऑलराइट, सो हियर आर लिटिल डिफरेंट नेम्स. सो वी हैव अ नेम्स ऑफ लाइक इन 1416 में एक है डोनाटेलो. ओके, ये कौन है? आर्टिस्ट है ये. व्हाट ही मेड? ही मेड लाइफ लाइक स्टैचूज. देन फॉर दैट व्हाट ही डिड? ही स्टडीड बोन स्ट्रक्चर. कहाँ पे स्टडी किया इसने? ही वेंट टू लेबोरेटरीज ऑफ मेडिकल स्कूल. सो बाय स्टडिंग द साइंस दे आर मेकिंग द स्टैचूज, स्कल्पचर्स. नाउ नेक्स्ट वी हैव एंड्रियास वेसालुस. Now what he did, he was from Belgium, okay, and he was a professor of medicine at University of Padua. Now he was the first person to study human body by cutting. Earlier nobody have done that. So he was the first person. He cut the body of a dead person and he look inside what is there in the human. So this was the beginning of the modern physiology. Understood? Now next we have this Leonardo da Vinci. You might have heard this. Now what he started doing, he was a painter, but he was a painter also, mathematics also, he was interested in art also. Okay. Now this Leonardo da Vinci, he painted Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Now if we talk about the painters, they painted as realistic as possible. यानी कि इस टाइम के जो पेंटर है वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो भी हम पेंट करें वो बिल्कुल ऐसे लगे बिल्कुल ही ये तो रियल है. ओके. नाउ दीज पेंटर दे स्टार्टेड यूजिंग ज्योमेट्री, नॉलेज ऑफ ज्योमेट्री टू अंडरस्टैंड द पर्सपेक्टिव. बाय नाउ दे आल्सो स्टडिंग द लाइट, दैट द इफेक्ट ऑफ लाइट, हाउ दैट इफेक्ट ऑफ लाइट विल बी देयर in the picture, in their painting. So they wanted to get a 3-dimensional quality of this painting. Again they were started using oil paint, okay, to give great richness to the color. Next thing, these painters, they also got influenced by the Chinese and Persian art. So obviously they started using the color and design that were used by the Chinese people. Next we have architecture. Now in architecture, in the 15th century, city of Rome revived in the 15th century. Revived मतलब दोबारा फिर जिंदा होगी, यानी कि लाइफ आ गई वहाँ पे, लोग रहने बसने शुरू हो गए. ठीक है. Now in 1417 जो पोप है, ही encouraged the study of Rome history, कि आपकी जो रोम है उसकी हिस्ट्री आप उसको encourage किए इसने. Now the ruins of Rome were carefully excavated by the archaeologist. Archaeologist ने जो खंडर बन चुके थे शहर रोम के पुराने, उनको दोबारा स्टडी किया. ठीक है. Which was actually a revival of imperial Roman style. So that is why this is called as classic. The Pope, wealthy merchant, aristocrat, these people, they started employing the artist, architect who were familiar with the this classical architecture. That means the imperial Roman. That time the kings, they were having this type of palace. Okay, उसको जो दोबारा फिर बना सकते थे वैसा इन लोगों ने, पोप ने, रिच मर्चेंट ने उनको एम्प्लॉय किया ताकि वो दोबारा फिर उस तरह की जो बिल्डिंग है वो डिज़ाइन करें. ऑलराइट. सो वी हैव अ नेम लाइक Michelangelo. He painted the ceiling of Sistine Chapel. Then we have a Filippo. He designed the dome of Florence. Now here one thing is very important, that the artists, they were known individually, like I am telling you these names of the artists, but earlier it was not there. Okay, earlier they were known by a group or the guild. Next, the important thing is happening in this time is the printing books. Now the Chinese, they were the first to develop this technology of printing. Later the